7 years ago, Ryan McDonald emerged victorious in Iron Fist Tournament 3, earning the title of Tekken 3 World Champion. Sometime thereafter, legend has it that Ryan lost handily to his friend Jeff Gerstmann in the PlayStation version of Tekken 3. Unfortunately for Jeff, no witnesses were present and the passage of time swept his victory away into the realm of myth. But now the time is right for vengeance, and on today's episode of On the Spot, Ryan and Jeff will square off in a series of Tekken 5 battles to crown the true champion once and for all. With an undercard featuring Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, PSP launch titles, the Independent Gamers Festival, and the world's first look at Stargate SG-1 The Alliance, it's going to be a show for the ages. McDonald, Gerstmann, Thursday, right here, On the Spot. Hello everyone, welcome to On the Spot. I'm your host, Rich Gallup, and I'm joined by the two combatants themselves, Ryan McDonald and Jeff Gerstmann. How you doing, fellas?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Good. I'm doing right. You guys, you're looking a little...
You pay for the whole seat, but you only need the edge.
That was awesome.
It's going to be a good show. Can't wait to see you guys play. But we got a whole bunch of other stuff to talk about first before we let you pick up the controllers.
All right.
And remember, GameSpot Complete members watching the show right now, the show will not be the same without you sending in your questions. So using the form below, fill it out, name, where you're from, send us a question. You'll hear it live right here on the show if it's a good question. If you don't see a form, that means you're not a GameSpot Complete member. So pony up and we'll hear you on the show. All right, cool. So Ryan,
yes, sir.
Let's hop right into it. Where were you last weekend?
Last weekend I went and visited our friends at Toyota with the Scion action. We've been talking about it on the show for quite a while now. What they did was basically had an event that fused together music, games, and graffiti and all kinds of fun stuff. And we had a chance to hang out and check it out, and it was a lot of fun.
Cool. And you have a tape segment on this?
I
what
do.
Are we looking at?
Yeah, let's go ahead and kick it to the tape stuff. We got ourselves Master Mike hooked up. Let's go ahead and take a look at it.
Hey, yo, what's up? This is Master Mike, the serial wax-killing villain. You're checking out GameSpot Live. Check it out, boy.
Yeah. So Master Mike, of course, from Beastie Boys fame, he showed up. There's the GameSpot Scion car right there. As you can see, people lined up, and even though we just had like some Halo action in the back of the car, people were lining up to play it. A little competition. We got Homer in there for a little bit, doing some impromptu button mashing. But the event itself was pretty cool. You know, you don't actually see something like this too often. Here you can see these guys were kind of jamming with the slow beats, but Master Mike got out there. He kicked it and was spinning some good records, and it was kind of a neat event to have the games and the music and the cars and the graffiti. You can see a lot of people were there, and the cars, you know, I have to say there was a lot of Scion stuff there, but ours was the best car, I think. We got a chance to hook up with Mike afterwards, and this is what he had to say about some of the gaming action that he's been involved with. I'm here with the Mix Master himself. Mike, how you doing, man?
Good, man.
It's good. It was an awesome set. Thank you so much for coming out and performing. So, what do you think about this whole experience? The cars, the games, the having it all mixed together. What do you think about that?
It's like a melting pot of all kinds of things like strung together. So it's like a lot going on here, from the cars to the video games. But it was dope because then there was like this b-boy crew that was performing while I was doing my thing, and it was dope. I mean, we had all the elements there except graffiti.
There was some of that going around up here. Did you get a chance to check it out?
I didn't get a chance to walk around, but if there was graffiti going on, then the four elements. Hey, what can you say? Four elements of hip-hop.
Right on. Now, you're going to be doing this a little bit more in the future, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
If people wanted to check you out, where would they be looking for you for next?
Well, first of all, you just log on to my website, mixmastermike.com, and just find out for further dates. But events like this, I mean, just crazy off-the-wall events, it's cool. You know, I'll come and make my appearance and, just entertain. That's what I was made to do, is entertain.
Right on. Now, I see you got the Giants jersey on. You playing any games lately? Any baseball games? Any video games at all?
I haven't had a chance to, but I've been on tour. I've been on tour for a while. But, I got my I just got back from Japan, and I got my new PSP. So look out for that. That thing is off the hook.
Right on, man. Thank you so much for spending the time.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
Word,
Thanks
man.
a lot.
Oh, yeah. One other thing. I got an album out called Bangzilla in stores right now. Pick it up. And those who are a fan of like car stereos and stuff like that, buy Bangzilla and test them woofers out.
Right on, man. Thanks so much.
Word, man.
Appreciate it.
And we'd like to thank all the fine people at Toyota for hooking us up and Master Mike for getting on camera. But I got to be honest with you, Jeff, Master Mike or DJ Hurricane, who's it got to be?
You know, Master Mike hooks his turntables up through a wah-wah pedal. What's her do? You know, I gotta say Mixmaster Mike. I'm sorry.
Really?
Man. Yeah.
I'm straight up DJ Hurricane, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think Hurricane was the true essence of the Beastie Boys.
You know, I think maybe we can both agree that DJ Double R put it down for real. Rick Rubin was the man that made the Beastie Boys happen.
I had that same argument with Tim earlier today.
You're going to have it many more times, I'm sure.
They're both good. They had a good...
They're both good.
Yeah,
and I'd like to thank Mike for getting on camera. But Ryan, that was not the only place you were last weekend, was it? Where else did you go?
Actually, before we got there, we stopped off at a little MLG event.
What is the MLG?
Major League Gaming. It's basically, you heard of the CPL? Mm-hmm. It's a professional league where people can actually earn cash playing games for real. So we stopped off. This past weekend is where they stopped off in San Francisco. Had a chance to see those guys and talk to them a little bit about what they were doing and check out the action. So we got another tape segment ready for that. If you want to go ahead and check it out right now, let's go ahead and take a look.
I'm Mike Sepso. I'm the CEO of Major League Gaming. This is our first Western Conference major tournament of the year of the 2005 season. We're in San Francisco. This is sort of the end of the first day of the tournament. Things are wrapping up, eliminating a lot of great players, and watching some very good matches today. We're doing, the season started out with the 2 official games being Halo 2 and Super Smash Bros. Melee. We've also just added for today a special event, like an old school 2D fighter tournament. And what we're doing with that, we're actually using it as a way to introduce MLG to that community, and also we're using it as a fundraiser to pay for sponsor a team basically from the U.S. to go to Super Battle Opera, the big Japanese tournament, play against the best Japanese teams. This is Halo 2, so we're at the stage now where we're kind of getting into the final 16 bracket, and then that 16 will play off tomorrow, through a double elimination bracket. So this is sort of the end. If these guys don't make it through here, they go home today. Basically, you get into the first events for the first 6 months of the year to get qualified, to get an invite into the conference championships. And once you're there, you're basically playing the best in the world at your game. And if you win enough money to not work next year.
My name is Matt Lito. I'm a professional gamer with MLG, and I'm here at the MLG San Francisco event. I'm the last year's MLG champion, and this is the brand new season. This is season Halo 2, so I'm here just trying to earn the title in Halo 2 as well. After taxes, haven't filed the taxes for last year yet. I cleared about 80 grand, so I would say maybe 60, I hope at least 60, 55 grand.
Just playing Halo.
Just playing Halo. Definitely give it a shot. I mean, you never know. You might be one of the best and you just haven't tried it before. I mean, MLG is going all across the country, so there should be a stop near you if you want to try it out.
Did that guy say 80 grand, by the way?
Yeah.
He made 80 grand playing Halo last year.
Yeah, 55, 60 for sure, so isn't that crazy?
That's not bad.
And I thought hustling at pool was a lucrative living, man. Dang.
Apparently, you bust off some Master Chief skills, you can make some money too.
Paul Newman's got nothing on him.
For real.
Nothing.
For real.
Now, I see you guys, you got some controllers in hand right now,
Yes,
seeing
sir.
all this gaming competition. You guys got a little amped up. People, there's a thread in the forums about it. Who is the master of Tekken 5? We have the trophy right here. Ryan, you won this back in 1998, correct?
That is correct, sir.
You are the Tekken 3 world champion.
Yes, sir.
Allegedly.
Yes.
We'll let that stand. But, Jeff, you recently reviewed Tekken 5.
Yeah.
And you like the game?
How can you not like Tekken 5? I mean, it's everything that Tekken 3 was, plus, amazing graphics. The gameplay has just been, upped another level. They kind of fixed all the stuff they did in Tekken 4. And Tekken 5 is, amazing.
Well, shall we get right to the action?
Yeah, okay.
All right, you guys have been aching to play this game. I've been letting it sit in front of you. 0-0 right now. What characters are we using?
What are you thinking, buddy?
I don't know, dude.
You think that random business?
You want to just both do random? I'd be down for that.
All right, I'll do some random.
All right.
So right now what's going on for everyone at home is they don't want to tip their hands just yet and say who their main characters are. So they're just going to go some random and we'll see who's the man.
We'll see how this goes.
Totally.
Fang, dude. I don't know.
Really?
I haven't played a whole lot of Fang.
I've played some of martial laws,
Over the past decade or so.
All right, that's so Ryan, you're on the left, Jeff, you're on the right. On the rooftops here. One thing I like about this game is how much it looks like, as you said in your review, Jeff, how the ground just kind of shakes when people get slammed into it. All these moves you're getting hit with look like they're really hurt.
Yeah, the hits are ridiculously hard in this game.
Ryan, you just took the first one, huh?
I did.
That's not bad, dude. Good work.
Thank you, sir. As you saw, I have this trophy over here. So, but I can't really, it's like I shouldn't talk at all because knowing Jeff, he's pretty good, even though he hasn't played some Fang. I think he. Well, I just better stop talking.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think you're tired. All right, so we're looking at one right now. First match, you guys are doing a really nice job. All right, final round right here. Who will win part 1 of the Tekken 5 Ultimate Challenge? Bragging rights on the line. Millions of fans watching along at home. Ryan reeling. Come on, McDonald. Oh, dude.
I hear you.
You took him quick like that right at the beginning.
That's one of the beautiful things about Tekken is, kind of once you've picked it up, it really does kind of become a, you never know who's going to win sort of game. Except that it's usually me.
Whatever.
But, the percentages,
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
Are you guys ready to take some questions?
Yeah, can we play another match while we do the questions?
All right, fine. Play another match real quick. All right.
What'd you get? You got the Paul?
Yeah.
Let's
Enough
see.
of this random madness.
Let's see what you can do with this.
All right, let's find some questions right here.
Yeah, what do you got for the questions over there?
I was looking for some Tekken 5 questions, but the one question I have right now for Tekken 5 is from Sasha in Latvia that says, Jeff, kick Ryan's butt. In Jeff, we trust.
I'll do what I can.
Did you see we're giving away 3 copies of Tekken 5 today?
Oh, by the way, I haven't mentioned that at all. The fine people of Namco hooked us up with 3 copies of Tekken 5. We'll be giving away later on in the show, so stay tuned. And soon you can practice for hours on end and maybe be as good as your hero, Jeff Gerstmann, or my hero, Ryan McDonald. We'll see how that goes. Let's see. Another Tekken 5 question I had right here.
All these lows.
Have you guys heard anything about someone from Team Ninja talking about the Tekken developers at all? Have you heard anything about that?
Itagaki's always mouthing off about Tekken or, other fighting games. I mean, that's kind of, that's nothing new.
The last time I was over in Japan, we saw him. He told us that he desired to make a game that was a little more a little more aggressive focused. Whereas, I think you would agree DOA is a little more counterattack and stuff.
Yeah, it is. It's, yeah, definitely.
But he did express a desire to do a more aggressive game.
Cool. Well, that's all I have for Tekken questions.
Right on.
Yes, well, complete members, keep your Tekken questions rolling in, or actually send us some questions on, I'll say the PSP or Independent Gamers or Stargate, and we'll answer those because we have those coming up. Right now, Ryan, you took the first one?
I did, but I lost the second one.
All right, so we'll let you guys get this out of the way, and then we'll move on to the PSP. How
Thank
about?
you, sir. Yeah,
I know you got. If it was up to you two, we'd probably play this game for the whole show. I
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So the PSP stuff, not to distract Jeff or anything, but we got a whole look at a lot of the launch games, right?
We sure did.
Yeah, Sony had an event recently to show off a lot of the first-party stuff, so we got looks at, Wipeout and MLB and all that cool.
Why you guys got to tip our hands so soon?
Hey,
Who's this Strider-like ninja on the left?
that's Raven.
Raven. He looks pretty bad.
He is.
Is he new as well?
Yeah,
Yes,
he's
sir.
one of the 3 new characters.
Ah, he's cool.
Oh.
Oh!
Coming down to it.
Oh man,
that fist is madness.
That was close.
There's been a
That's a
decade
good
of
replay.
pain associated with that,
When we
with
come
Paul's
back-
right
When
hand.
we come back, I want to try my hand at the Paul.
right.
Smash it.
All right, we'll see it. We'll see how that goes.
All right.
Moving on though. As we said earlier this week, I believe it was on Monday. Sony held a press event recently in town
Yeah.
nearby, talking about the PSP. What games did they show us, Jeff?
They showed off basically their first-party games, which are a lot of sports games. You go to your MLB, your World Tour Soccer, and then some of the other stuff like Twisted Metal and Wipeout Pure and Ape Escape. So, the first-party lineup for PSP looks pretty sharp, and looking at this stuff and as it nears completion, it's starting to look really impressive.
You can play Twisted Metal online.
Over
right?
the internet.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's like one of the 5 or 6 or something like that games that'll be playable,
I think we actually have some
over
footage
hotspots.
for these games we can run around and
Cool.
talk about as we
Right
go.
on.
Now, Jeff, while we're talking about these Sony games, you said sports games. A lot of sports games are coming out.
Yeah.
I signed up for a certain deal where I have to get 3 games with my pre-order.
Right.
And I had a couple EA Sports games locked in on. I like baseball, so I was going to get MVP. I like NBA Street. I was going to get NBA Street Showdown. What happened to those games?
Those games aren't going to be out at launch. NBA Street and MVP Baseball are both going to be out in April. And then the other 2 games that aren't going to make launch are going to be Sony's baseball game, MLB.
What?
Yeah, no baseball launch. And Armored Core.
Armored Core.
Yeah, those games are going to follow a little later on.
All right, let's check out some of these games that are coming out that we'll have to choose from during launch. This is ATV right now.
The ATV looked awesome.
Off-Road Fury Blazing Trails.
The last time I got to try this, I was pretty impressed. Anybody that's played the PS2 version will know that when you get it in the handheld, it does look a whole lot like the original.
Yeah, totally.
And here's MLB you're just talking about.
Yeah, that's looking pretty sharp, even though I think that's got to be one of the blandest names of a game ever.
MLB.
MLB!
That's like the whole name.
Just like LJN's NES game called MLB. It's like, yeah, well, we'll see.
Now, although this one isn't necessarily a launch title, you said it just got pushed back a couple days, though, right?
Yeah, it's like a week out or something like that.
So do you think this is the kind of thing where the developer said, oh, our main competition MVP got pushed all back to April, so we'll take the extra week to do it right? Or?
It's possible. Maybe they just realized that there are already like 20-something games coming out on day one, and they need to hold something back.
Cool. Right now we're looking at Ape Escape on the Loose.
A remake of the very first Ape Escape game, which I still think is the best in the series.
Great,
so yeah, they've adapted the controls pretty well because the original game used the DualShock controller, like you used the right stick kind of aim where you were hitting. This one transitions that to the buttons and actually does a pretty good job with it. So that's cool.
Now this game is another sports game with a very exciting name. What is it?
NBA. Not NBA 2006, not NBA Mark Cuban slam dunk contest, just NBA.
This isn't like let's say a placeholder name or anything, work in progress?
I know. I mean, all the box shots, everything says NBA.
That's not, and that's straight up first party Sony.
Yep. That's this is not NBA Shootout, though. That is Sony's other games.
Here's a game I'm really interested in now that I can't play baseball or NBA Street. Gretzky NHL.
At least they could come up with a Gretzky to throw in there and not just call it NHL.
That's nice of them. Now, and there are all kinds of like unlockable Gretzkys as you play the game.
Yeah, you unlock like Gretzky throughout the years, like the Kings era Gretzky and the Oilers era Gretzky.
And until these shady investors in Boston buy the entire NHL for $3.5 billion, I guess we got nothing to worry about. That's
pretty much.
We're gonna get.
Now, this is you were talking earlier.
Yeah, Wipeout
like,
Pure. Oh man, yeah, that's. It runs at 30 frames a second, but that doesn't mean it doesn't have a great sense of speed. This game looks like it could be super awesome.
Does it feel faster than Ridge Racers?
It's right around there.
Right on.
It's right around there. Yeah, I mean, we haven't really seen the higher classes in Wipeout, so it's kind of hard to tell. But, it definitely is smooth, and you definitely kind of get the impression that it could be a super fast game at higher levels.
And I still get to shoot the other guys, right?
Oh, yeah, totally.
All kinds of stuff. All those games look really good. And there's one game that you saw just a brief flash of, which is Twisted Metal Head-On. What are you telling us about Twisted Metal, Jeff?
You play it over the internet. I mean, it kind of takes after Twisted Metal 2, as opposed to, like the later Twisted Metal games or Twisted Metal Black. So it kind of takes on the early PlayStation vibe, but then, it's also got like Wi-Fi multiplayer, internet multiplayer. And from what I played of it, yeah, dude, it's Twisted Metal, only it's running on a handheld, so that's really exciting.
It's a great looking game.
Totally.
And we have developer interviews for every single game I believe you saw, we just talked about, including for Twisted Metal, which we're going to show you right now.
My name is Scott Campbell, studio president of Incognito and producer designer on Twisted Metal Head-On. Okay, the last version you guys saw at CES was actually about 3 months old. What you got going here is a version that's almost final, very close. So you got infrastructure working, ad hoc working, up to 6 players. You've got all the single player modes working, so pretty much a whole entire game there. All the features like the upgrade system, bonus levels, everything's playing good. All the familiar characters from 1 and 2 are back. Slam, Sweet Tooth, Outlaw, Axel, Thumper. A lot of them that haven't even shown up for, gosh, at least 5-6 years in any Twisted Metal franchise. And then we also leveraged off what we learned in Black and what worked in Black, like a lot of the mechanics for weapons, the skill weapons, the car controls, things like that. We've got classic Twisted Metal story mode. That's where you play through with a character and find out what his ending is. There's the challenge mode where just pick the number of enemies and then any level and then go for it. And then there's the endurance mode, which you just keep fighting and fighting until you die. So you see how many guys you can take out in a row. And then multiplayer, there's just a ton of options. There's 2 modes, the ad hoc and the infrastructure are the ways to play the different multiplayer modes. And then you've got cooperative, you got deathmatch, team fox hunt, relics. A lot of the modes that were in Twisted Metal Black Online are in here, plus some additional modes as well. There's lots of unlockables. As you progress through the game, you beat a level, you unlock it. Beat a boss, you unlock it. But a new feature that we've got to kind of break up the car combat pacing is bonus levels. And you go into the bonus level to take a break from the car combat. You got to find the bonus teleport. And once you do, it's there's a variety of different types of games, from platform type shooters to overhead driving type games, demolition derbies, combat racing. And each one of those you pick up power-ups along the way, and then if you win it within the time limit or within the objective, you can unlock extra levels, deathmatch levels, extra vehicles, and you get extra lives, stuff like that. The name of the game is Twisted Metal Head On, and it's PSP, and it's a launch title, so it should be on the shelves, available March 24th.
That game looks great.
It does.
It looks really good.
It really does.
What makes me so excited about the PSP, and hopefully I guess they're working on getting this to the DS as well, is the fact that you seriously can sit down Twisted Metal, find a wireless internet access point, and just play that game against anyone, anywhere connected to the internet.
Yeah, and then if you happen to be, surrounded by, 7 other people with PSPs, you can play like locally there too.
So it is up to 8?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
It kind of makes me wish like I was back in school. Like if I was in 4th grade right now and I had a PSP,
totally.
It'd be the coolest thing ever. If you had homework.
Yeah. I would actually just be watching movies in class or something like that.
Totally.
I'd get in all kinds of trouble.
The one thing that DS had that kind of made me wish I was back in school was the little handwriting things. Like
the picto chat thing. Yeah, you can send notes. Yeah.
It's like, the answer's B.
We're not encouraging this.
This is just a calculator. I don't know nothing. Leave me alone.
Stay in school, kids. Eat your vegetables. Now, for more information on all those PSP games, check out the PSP site on GameSpot. You click the little PSP icon on the top, look for the PSP Launch Center, and there's information on every single launch title. And we'll have more, of course, on the show as we get closer to the PSP's launch date, which is like 2 weeks from today.
Yes, sir.
2 weeks from like midnight, we already had.
Crazy,
which is cool. Also on the site right now, actually, which you may not know about, the Independent Games Festival. The audience award voting takes place on the eSpot site this year. You go to www.gamespot.com/IGF, and you'll see all this great stuff show up.
Yeah.
We have all 20 finalists where you can vote for your audience award. Last year, Jeff, Independent Games Festival was a lot of fun, a lot of cool games.
Yeah, there were a ton of cool games. A lot of really great word games last year. I know you and I got super hooked on Dungeon Scroll.
Was it the one we sat in your office that one night for like an hour?
Yeah, when I didn't drive you home for hours and hours. So I got on a roll in Dungeon Scroll. I was making a bunch of 7-letter
But who had the
words
highest
and
score
all
in the
kinds of
office, so I think we have to remember. It was me.
But that night you had it at least.
Yeah,
you did. You definitely had it for
I
that
was on the
night,
roll for a
then-
while, but I like to think that I inspired you to reach that next
you did.
level.
And then and there's some great games, and Buzzley's Bees Words was another great game. But this year they got all kinds of cool games. There are 10 finalists in 2 different categories: the open and the web downloadable category. Web downloadable means your game is like runs in a browser window, or it's smaller than 15 megs and it's a single executable file. And we have demos for all of these games, I think. Almost
demos
all of
and
them.
trailers.
Demos and trailers. You can go on the site, play them, download them, try them out. And the open finalists are just games that don't fit into the web and downloadable category.
Yeah, and that's where you get actually, I think you don't see a whole lot of console games making it into the IGF, but this year Alien Hominid's in there.
That's right, Alien Hominid, the game you saw where, Ryan?
Here.
You saw it right here first. Alien Hominid, it's a great game.
Yeah.
It's on the GameCube and the PS2, right?
Yep.
And is it like on the Xbox in Europe or something?
They had plans and it didn't work out. Who knows? So maybe it'll end up there eventually. I'm sure that
some other cool games.
They'd like to put it there.
Some other cool games you can see. Gish, where you're a ball of tar and you roll around.
Gish, Gish is cool. Gish is really cool.
And there's another game which is a great idea. I kind of like Steer Madness. It's kind of like a cheaper looking GTA game, but you're a steer walking around your hind legs trying to save the animals, promote vegetarianism, delivering soy milk, saving bunnies. It's kind of a cool.
That's crazy.
It is crazy, and that's what I respect about it. Is that, and we saw a part in the intro where the steer is like on a half pipe on a bike.
In fact, it's madness, Steven.
So where do people go to download this stuff at?
All this GameSpot.com/IGF. That's all you need to know. The voting, vote for your favorites. There's also Student Showcase, where there's some student games that aren't up for awards, but everyone's like, oh, look at these crazy games. There's like Squirrel Squabble and Mutton Mayhem, and this game called Soccer Ref, which sounds like a really cool mini game.
Awesome.
If a developer's looking at you're actually the ref during a soccer game.
Yeah, that's crazy. And a lot of that comes out of like DigiPen and some of these other game-related schools. So it's cool to see that those people actually are producing games in some form.
Very true. And this we didn't mention the web downloadable games. N is a 2D ninja platformer, which looks good. There's some sports games like Detective Brand Golf, which I'm pretty sure doesn't have detectives in it. But
it's got golf.
It's got golf.
That's all you
Rocket
need.
Bowl. Everyone loves bowling around here. And a Global Network Defense Network. The quote was, "Its gameplay combines a gallery shooter with a rhythm action game."
Finally.
Exactly.
Excellent.
And so we want you guys to check all these games out. Download the demos. Try them out. Vote for your favorites. The Audience Award will be given out next Wednesday at GDC. And to hear some more about these games, Homer put together a really nice trailer. So check it out. Madness. Steer madness.
Definitely.
awesome.
Soccer ref was kind of crazy too. He was punching dudes.
That looks cool. I'm still holding out for Soccer Riot, though. It's,
Hooligan, starring Justin Calvert.
yeah.
Now, I know you guys are anxious to play some more Tekken 5, but we have another game here which is equally fun and equally crazy. Jeff, what do you got?
I got Donkey Kong Jungle Beat here, which it uses these bongos here, but it's not a rhythm game.
It's not a rhythm game.
It's not a rhythm game. It is a 2D platformer where you use bongos to play it. That's completely insane.
I don't believe you.
Well, just watch, because I'm going to play the first level right here.
All right, cool.
The Banana Kingdom to you and me.
When does this game come out?
This game is out the 14th.
Really?
Every day is the 14th. I'm sorry. All right, now, so Jeff, could you just explain how exactly you're making this work while you're
So
playing
to run
it?
to the right, you smack on the right bongo. To run to the left, you smack on the left one. To jump, you hit both at the same time. And then clapping makes him clap. Instead of clapping, I actually just smack on the side of the bongo because it's a lot easier and it works just as well. So here I am just kind of tapping my way along, smack those bananas, smack on this monkey here, and he starts to run. Jump up here, smack these bananas.
Awesome.
Smack that thing to get over, you kind of hop over towards it. So you can kind of do a little launching.
Oh.
Catch onto this vine here.
I've played this game, and like Jeff is good at it. I can say that this game is not necessarily easy when you first start.
It looks really
Yeah,
intimidating.
here, I'm going to jack this guy up.
Nice.
This looks like a lot of fun, and I believe it won our E3 Best Platform Award last year, did it not?
Yeah, it did. It is a lot of fun, and it's definitely, it's unlike what you would expect from a platformer. and definitely a unique use of the bongo peripheral. It's insane. In short, it's crazy.
Now, there's actually a little bit more to it than just platform. At one point, didn't I see like fighting? At one point?
Yeah. The boss fights basically have you punch in here. I'm going to punch these bananas. Gotta get the bananas. And that's the end of the first level there. So yeah, you get onto a boss fight eventually, and basically when you're doing that, clapping will have you kind of sway back, and then you open up the guy for a counter punch, and then you just start wailing on the bongos to just kind of give him the business.
Is one of those nearby right now? Can you get to it while we answer some questions?
Yeah, let's answer some questions, and I'll just get through the second level here.
All right, cool. Sammy Elbaz in Fort Lauderdale, Florida says, I'm curious, I'm not a big fan of Donkey Kong, but I love Donkey Kong. Is this game worth the extra $10 more than you see for a regular game?
It's definitely unique. I mean, you have to wait for the full review to know for sure, because I'm still playing it, so I don't know for sure yet. But so far, it's a lot of fun.
Any insight when we'll see that review?
The 11th.
Excellent.
The 11th. That's soon.
That is very soon.
That's great. Mr. Chupon, regular contributor from New York City. Any news of any other games that use the Donkey Kong bongos?
You'll probably see a sequel to Donkey Konga at some point. They're up to Donkey Konga 3 in Japan.
Oh, okay.
So, they're going to probably do another pack of music for US at some point. But they haven't really announced anything just yet. So, we'll have to wait and see. Now here, this is crazy. I got to get these bananas.
So you're making this move right now? Your cat?
Yeah, so I'm kind of
parachute.
going left and right here to kind of avoid these fans and get these bananas.
Tapping the bongos.
Yes.
Steven Tron in Beaumont, Texas. Does the game feature any wacky characters from other Nintendo games such as Mario or Peach?
I'm going to go on a limb and say no, but I don't know. I haven't played through the whole game yet, so
Cool.
we'll find out as we play.
I imagine there's probably some Donkey Kong characters.
Yeah, I'm sure that, Diddy Kong and some of those guys do show
And
up
Cranky
at some point.
and Funky.
Kind of the Donkey Kong Country posse.
And Candy. All
Candy
of them.
Kong.
Now, Ryan, you had a good question earlier, and that was, can you use the bongos? Like, how many buttons would you say are mapped to the bongos right now? Could you maybe get away with playing another game with it?
No, and it doesn't. No, because it's got this microphone. It's got 2 buttons, and then it registers you hitting both the buttons at the same time. So yeah, no other game would work.
Oh, cool! And you made it to a boss fight.
Yeah. So here's the boss fight here.
Nice.
Dread Kong.
Dread Kong.
He's got dreadlocks, so he's Dread Kong.
That's great.
Oh, I got you.
Let's see, we're
He's
going
bigger
at
than
it here.
you.
So basically, all I need to do here.
Just hit him a lot?
It's really quite simple. Is just hit him. So he's going to reel back, and I'm going to duck, and then punch him in the face. And then repeat until he's dead.
You are really good at those drums, by the way.
Yeah, you are. Oh, so you interrupted him. A little.
I don't think you get a shot of Jeff using these drums. Now, I'm pretty sure you're supposed to.
Yeah, you're kind of supposed to be.
You're supposed to be like that, but Jeff has the thumbs going right here.
Yeah.
Look, that is
It's efficiency,
insane.
man. It's all about efficiency.
Those kind of thumbs that'll make you good at fighting games.
Yeah, totally. Well, whatever. We're gonna get back to that.
Adam Dread Kong.
We totally are going to get back to that.
Yeah.
Thanks for the demo, Jeff.
Yeah, no problem.
That game looks like a lot of fun.
It's definitely crazy, and your hands might get a little tired after a while.
Now, is there any multiplayer to that? Is that just all single player? Do you know, or
I don't know.
or you'll find out
Yeah.
on your quest through the review
Still
or
going
whoever
through it.
reviews it. So
Yeah.
come back on March 11th for the full review of Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. Now, one of my favorite parts about being on the show, Ryan, I got to tell you, are the world premiere trailers.
I hear ya.
World premieres. We had Lego Star Wars recently, and we have another one today coming up next.
What do we got?
It's the trailer for Stargate SG-1, The Alliance.
Just like the television show.
Just like the television show starring Richard Dean Anderson, or who, Jeff?
MacGyver.
That's right, MacGyver
Yeah.
show. I think
Is the Phoenix Foundation in this game? Is it?
No, once that guy went blind, they just had to shut the Phoenix Foundation down.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry, dude. It's
Bummer.
cool. But this game, very little is known about this game right now, but we do know that we have your very first look at it, so check it out right now.
Cool.
Yeah.
That looks
Stargate.
pretty good. Yeah, Stargate. It's if you want to see that trailer again, it was a little quick. It'll be on the site immediately after the show.
Yeah.
And you're asking me, Rich, what's that game about? Jeff, do you know what the game's about?
It's an action game.
We saw that one shot. Looked like a
Fall
little first person.
2005.
Exactly. We know very little about the game.
Nothing. MacGyver's in it.
Q4 2005 is what we know. It looks like it's got some first-person shooting elements there, and it's an action game on the PlayStation 2.
It looks
Xbox,
real clean
and
though.
PC, and it looks really nice.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And for fans of the show, I know they have like a second Stargate show, and part of the press release was that I think it was Joe Wood Productions, or they're going to be making. They have a deal for Stargate SG-1, so they might make like an Atlantis game as well. Or since this one's called The Alliance, that might mean people working together.
Perhaps they have. Yeah.
I'm doing the Jungle Beat question thing, but yeah, that game looks pretty cool. And if you want to see the trailer again, go to the Stargate SG-1 Alliance game space right after the show. Right now, you guys are itching.
Yes. I need some payback.
All right,
Ryan, you are down 2-0 right now in the Tekken 5 Kumite.
I think I'm going for my man over here.
Who are you going for?
I'm going back to Old Faithful.
No more random.
The man that I won the Tekken
gone.
3 championship with.
It was Paul?
It was Paul.
It was Paul?
It was Paul.
He's got some good hair.
He's got some great hair. The only problem is Jeff knows my Paul very well.
He does.
Yeah, I mean, there's.
You wrote about it recently.
Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah.
When we went to Japan for the PSP launch, it was when Tekken 5 was first hitting arcades. And yeah, Ryan's Paul kind of boils down to he's going to do that punch over and over again.
That was a kick. That wasn't a punch.
Well, he's got those few combos there. And,
There's
the fist again.
And check this out.
Now, Ryan, your name's GS Death, and
sir.
Jeff, your name's Jeff on there. What does fifth Q mean, Jeff?
That's when you go through arcade mode. You kind of rank up your character. And that just is actually not very high. I haven't been playing as Kazuya too much. I'm up to Master with Paul.
Also, you get different. Each
character kind of gets their own. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So you can tell which guy Ryan's been playing as while we're doing this, because it won't say beginner anymore. We have some questions.
What do you got?
You guys are totally
Sorry.
on this game. That's cool. This is Mark Bassford, Fort Collins, Colorado, wants to know what's the most impressive feature in Tekken 5. Ryan will tell you Paul.
Yes, the Paul Phoenix Smasher, actually.
The variety of characters, I think, is probably always been Tekken's strongest feature. And they've done a lot here to kind of further differentiate the characters. Jin changed in Tekken 4 to be less like Kazuya and more kind of his own man. So they've kind of gone further in that direction here, and that's cool. You don't see a whole lot of clone characters, even like Ganryu and Jack and Kuma. They all still share a few moves here and there, but they're different enough to where they don't feel like clones anymore.
Very cool. Well, while you guys get another match going, I'll keep running questions at you. John Latorra from This Dimension.
Whoa.
He wants to know. I know.
Show me state.
Exactly. Is the Tekken 5 fighting system more refined version of Tekken 4's, or is it all new?
It's a more refined version of Tekken 3's.
Basically just went back and undid a bunch of stuff. There's some of those characters like Nina. Her range isn't quite what it used to be, although she seems a little faster, but it doesn't seem like it's straight speed. It might be some kind of weird thing. I don't know if you noticed that at all.
Yeah, a little bit. She's different. She's definitely not the same Nina that you saw back in 3.
I love you guys breaking it down like this, because to be honest, when I was playing Tekken back in the day in college on the PlayStation, it was really straight up button masher for us. It'd be like, oh, you remember to block that one time, so you win. And you guys are like, you guys can just break it down to like the infinitesimal, the speed feels a little better. It shows how serious you guys take your fighting games.
Well, thank you, sir.
Yeah. It's good.
No, I mean, the big change between 4 and 5 is in 4 they changed the way like ducking works. They made it so it was a little more like Soul Calibur, where no matter what direction you pushed, you would move in that direction. So sidestepping was kind of a higher priority than ducking.
Yeah.
This, they changed it back, so when you push down, you duck. If you double tap, then you start to sidestep. And I think that just fits Tekken better. That might work for Soul Calibur, the people that like Soul Calibur, whatever.
Right.
But I think Tekken benefits from playing like Tekken.
Now, Ryan, you were just about to make this a 2-2 game, and now what's happening?
No, I'm still making a 2-2 game.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Gotta love the attitude. We're getting a lot of great PSP questions. We'll ask those in just a minute while you guys keep getting to Tekken. All right, fine. I'll just ask them right now.
Okay, do it.
All right, cool. Robert Delaney, San Antonio. He wants to know, he's still a little confused, how does the PSP analog stick work?
Deuce.
Oh, he tied it up?
Yeah. the PSP analog stick is like a nub. You don't really tilt it like it was a DualShock like this. It more kind of slides around like a disc. And it seems to work pretty well.
Now, there's been some problems with those breaking?
Yeah, actually, one of the ones we have in the office, someone broke the nub off of and then just put it away like nothing happened.
It's like,
open up the window, it's like, who did this?
I got my own. What are you talking about?
I'm just trying to distract you. It's cool. But yeah, I remember playing
yeah,
it works well. You don't need the tilt. You miss the tilt.
It plays fine. I mean, it seems to work just fine.
If anything, it seems like that should make it break less because it's one less part that's sticking out from the system.
That's true, and considering this is something that'll probably be in your pocket a good amount of time, you wouldn't want some big
little thing
shaft sticking out of it,
right? Or like getting bent out of line. All right, you guys got 2-2 right now.
Yeah.
Should we make this the final match, the best of 5 series?
I don't know. Why don't you give away some copies of Tekken 5?
Listen to you guys. All right, cool, fine. Before we do that though, I'm gonna take this opportunity to mention
Look at you knowing how to do that.
Yeah.
Doing how to do what?
Knowing 10-hit combos and stuff.
Someone's been studying up on his moves. All right, so last week you guys were in Jade Empire, Ryan, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you gave away 5 copies of the game Jade Empire, correct?
That is correct.
But people did not know that they were also going to be getting 5 Jade Empire shirts along with their games.
Yeah, no, one of the questions in the show was people asking BioWare, like, hey, where can we get those cool shirts?
And the 5 people who won the copies of Jade Empire will also be winning these shirts and posters, I do believe.
That is correct.
Ricardo came by and told me that. So, if you want to know, we had, I believe, it was over 350 entries trying to win these copies of Jade Empire within, I'd say, 5 to 10 minutes after the show ended. So it's a fierce competition. If you're sitting home right now and you're saying, I know I hit submit before everyone else did, and you didn't win it, it's because, I'm sorry you didn't. But here are your winners. The trivia question was, of course, how do you correctly spell the names of the good doctors in BioWare? And a lot of you saw that we actually had them right there in the blurb, copied and pasted. It worked out very well. Good work. All right, so the winners are, number 1, Mike Makasek, I'm sorry, of Crown Point, Indiana, Andy Farmer of Delaware, Austin Shao of New York, Philip Rowan of Tennessee, and Stephen Tron of Texas. I think we just read one of those questions. Congratulations, guys.
Oh.
You all won a copy of Jade Empire, a shirt, and a poster. Very nice.
That's awesome.
And, of course, you're not getting it now because the game doesn't come out till April.
Wow.
So I'll wait for it, and when we get it, you'll get it as quickly as we can. Very cool.
So you got those 3 shiny copies of Tekken 5 over there.
Yeah, how are we going to give them away?
I think we should do a little trivia question action.
Oh, trivia question. Well, I don't know much about Tekken 5, so Jeff, give us a Tekken 5 or a Tekken trivia question.
I'll tell you what. While you guys are thinking of the trivia question, I'm going to show you one of the cool things that we haven't been showing.
Oh, very cool. That's right. There's a lot to this game.
Yeah.
Who won that last match, by the way?
That was Jeff.
That was me.
Oh, it was Jeff.
Yeah.
So does that mean
that's
Jeff?
3-2.
That's 3-2.
Jeff won right there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I didn't have much more fanfare.
That's all right.
Everyone at home, Jeff apparently is the winner of the Tekken. We're going to give him the trophy.
No.
All right.
That's a Tekken 3 trophy. I don't want that.
All right. We'll make a Tekken.
And besides,
5
it's so
trophy for you.
abused now. It's like missing a piece.
No, it isn't. It's just it's love.
Yeah.
It's just,
Holding on to it tight.
yeah. It's a great trophy. I appreciate you bringing it in, Ryan. Thank you.
That's right.
But Tekken 5 does have a whole lot of features, and actually it has Tekken 3 in the game. Right,
Yeah,
Jeff?
Tekken 1, 2, and 3 are available right from the get-go. You don't even have to unlock that stuff. So the arcade versions of the first 3 Tekken games are in there, which is, quite frankly, insane.
Now, there's another extra mode, which I don't quite understand exactly just yet. It's called the Devil Within mode, which Ryan is firing up right now. Ryan, what is the Devil Within mode?
The Devil Within mode, it's kind of popular. You got Mortal Kombat's got a little adventure, a little 3D action adventure thing.
Mm-hmm.
Devil Within mode, once again, puts you in the game as Jin, right?
Yeah.
You play as Jin, and you basically move through this 3D environment, kind of like any kind of action adventure game, and it has the Tekken fighting style. So we're looking at it right here. As you can see, it's like I can just move, and the trick here is like you play. I don't know, you play with the D-pad, right? It's like this particular thing you play with the analog stick.
Yeah, and the fighting system is incredibly simplified to deal with this stuff. You just basically have like one punch button and one kick button.
Oh, that's it.
It plays kind of like the bouncer, or any kind of standard, just real basic beat 'em up action game. And you basically run around and beat up a whole bunch of robots.
Is it the same robot over and over again, or is it
No, you run into
robots?
jacks. You actually run into female jacks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Which is crazy. They got the little mohawk. Will they call them Jills? I don't know. That's what I would call them. But hey,
That's a really nice addition. Now, there's another mini game in it as well, Jeff, that you showed me earlier, right when you load up the game, correct?
Yeah, that's kind of been a thing that Namco's been known for all along, is they kind of show their classic games when you're loading up. A Tekken, or actually Ridge Racer does this too.
That's right,
and for this one, it's a early '90s arcade game called Starblade, and then you can actually unlock that eventually too. So that's,
Really?
The whole game?
The whole game.
Wow.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Ryan, you want to fire up some Tekken 3 for us for old time's sake?
Yeah,
While I
sure.
give this away?
Yeah,
Jeff,
all right,
while you guys are about to throw down, why don't you give me a Tekken trivia question? If you want to win one of these 3 copies right now Are we going to ask 3 questions, or you just want to ask 1 question?
Let's ask 1 question, and we'll make it pretty easy.
All right, cool. So fill out on the form below. We see post after post about this in the forums. Please get it right. Just put your address right in the big question box along with your name and the answer to this question. And if you get it correctly, one of the first 3, you'll get one of these 3 copies right here. Jeff, what is your trivia question?
Who is Jin Kazama's mother?
That's a good question.
Ooh. You said that was an easy question? Is that what it is?
I came up with it just now, so it's an easy question for me.
If you know the answer to that question, as I said, fill it out in the form you're seeing right below us right now. GameSpot Complete members, along with your name and full mailing address. Guys, I want you to take us out. I'll take us out, but you play Tekken 3 right now. I'm making this match worth 2 points.
Nice.
Don't you love it when something like you just fought all day long, Jeff, and I just went and got cheap on you like that?
It is.
All right, I'll make it worth 1 point. So
you tie it up.
Ryan
I can tie it up.
All right, I'll make it worth 1 point. I have that authority.
Nice. You knew that was going to happen.
Now, this is an arcade port, correct?
Yeah.
But does it control the same way as Tekken 3 did for the PlayStation?
Yes, it does. It
exact same
plays
buttons
just
and
fine.
everything? That's cool. It looks really nice.
Yeah, Tekken 3 really holds up a lot better than 2 and 1 do. I mean, 1's kind of there, and you might not go back to that one, but 2 and 3, they still look good. They still play fine.
It also apparently holds up a lot better than Ryan does.
Yes.
So now I guess that makes me the Tekken 3 world champion too.
I finally have the trophy. I just want to be. Actually, I just thought of one other prize, by the way. Good work, guys. That was a nice match. But if you feel like you didn't make it as a Tekken 3 champion yesterday, I was at the Intel Developers Forum hosting a little gaming competition just like this. Nowhere near as intense, but I'm going to give away this shirt right here, which says 100% geek. This shirt right here, which says I am not a geek. And this backpack to the first person who can tell me who is the new Tekken 3 world champion with the mailing address.
You better know what to say.
Well, that was a good show. Thanks for coming by, guys. That was a lot of fun.
Always a pleasure.
And next week is GDC. Be sure to come back to GameSpot for more on the site. And also come back in a few moments. You can see the full Stargate SG-1 The Alliance trailer, as well as, and be sure to check out all of the PSP launch info. It's getting 2 weeks away. Is that what, 3 weeks away?
Huh?
3 weeks away. Gee, I can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So for Ryan, Jeff, the whole crew, everyone who appeared on camera for us, Mixmaster Mike, not DJ Hurricane. Where are you, Hur? We just want to know. But we'll catch you next time right here on The Spot.